Typhoon Kalmaegi strikes the Philippines. More than 150,000 people evacuated due to unpredictable force. In recent hours, the Philippines has faced one of the most alarming weather events in recent months. Typhoon Kalmaegi, known locally as Tino, has approached with such force that authorities have ordered mass evacuations, school closures, and the suspension of activities in multiple provinces across the archipelago. The storm, which formed over the Pacific Ocean and is moving toward the central Philippines, has put millions of people on alert due to the risk of torrential rains, landslides, and destructive storm surges. The situation in eastern and central Philippines is currently extremely tense. Reports from the National Weather Service Pagasa have confirmed that Kalmaegi has reached typhoon strength, with sustained winds of around 110 kilometers per hour and gusts exceeding 135 kilometers per hour, enough to cause severe damage to lightweight housing and coastal structures. The threat has been so serious that thousands of families have left their homes and moved to temporary shelters. Images coming from the island of Samar, one of the first to feel the effects of the winds and rain, show flooded roads, downed power lines, and entire communities engulfed in a relentless downpour. Meteorologists have warned that the typhoon could intensify further before making landfall, reaching gusts of up to 165 kilometers per hour, with a destructive potential that has stirred memories of past disasters in the region. The Pagasa Monitoring Center has located the typhoon approximately 340 kilometers east of Samar Island, moving slowly northwest. Its trajectory is taking it directly toward the central region of the country, known as the Visayas, where millions of people live in low-lying areas prone to flooding. In this area, the population has begun preparing for the imminent arrival of the system, with the suspension of classes, the halt of maritime transport, and the cancellation of local flights. Local authorities have ordered the complete closure of schools, public offices, and recreational activities in the most vulnerable provinces. On the islands of Dinagat and Siargao, more than 7,000 residents have been preemptively moved to evacuation centers due to the risk of strong waves and the possibility of storm surge. In many of these areas, homes are built on wooden stilts, which increases their vulnerability to strong winds and heavy rain. Meanwhile, in the archipelago's largest cities, such as Cebu and Tacloban, residents are preparing for the worst. Intermittent power outages, long lines at supermarkets, and a surge at gas stations have been reported. Fear of being cut off during the typhoon has led many to stock up on food, drinking water, and flashlights in anticipation of prolonged disruptions to basic services. The Philippine government has activated all levels of alert and deployed emergency teams to the areas expected to be hardest hit. Authorities have stressed the importance of voluntarily evacuating before the typhoon's effects intensify, reminding residents that the country's rivers and mountains are prone to rapid flooding during torrential rains, triggering landslides that can bury entire communities. In eastern Samar province, residents describe a situation of growing concern. Winds have been steadily increasing, and waves are crashing against the coastline. Many residents say they cannot recall a phenomenon forming and moving so rapidly, which has hampered the initial response. However, the work of local authorities has been key in preventing casualties in this initial phase of the impact. Meteorological estimates indicate that Typhoon Kalmaegi will maintain its intensity for at least the next 24 to 36 hours. During this period, it is expected to slowly cross the heart of the archipelago, leaving torrential rains in its wake that could cause flash floods in regions such as Baikal, eastern Visayas, and northern Mindanao. Experts warn that the risk comes not only from the winds, but also from the accumulation of water in river basins and on land already saturated by previous rainfall. The scale of the evacuations reflects the severity of the situation. Various sources have reported that the total number of displaced people has already surpassed 150,000, distributed among schools, gymnasiums, and community centers that are now serving as temporary shelters. In many of these places, families are staying with only the bare necessities, while they monitor the typhoon's progress through portable radios and official announcements.
Oh my God! Oh! No.
Meteorologists have indicated that the phenomenon has been fueled by masses of warm, humid air from the western Pacific, an area prone to the formation of intense tropical cyclones. As Kalmaegi moves westward, its passage over the mountainous terrain of the Philippines could reduce its strength, although the damage from the rains will still be significant. Storm surges represent another major threat. In the coastal areas of Samar and Leyte, waves between 3 and 5 meters high are expected, capable of sweeping away homes and boats. Authorities have banned all fishing and tourism activities, urging residents to remain indoors until further notice. Airports in the central regions of the country have also suspended operations. Dozens of domestic and international flights have been canceled or rescheduled, affecting thousands of passengers stranded in airport terminals awaiting safer conditions. Shipping companies have halted departures to prevent tragedies at sea. The typhoon's approach has also caused power outages in several rural communities. Winds have downed power lines and trees, disrupting communications in remote areas. Authorities are working to restore basic services as soon as conditions allow, although they warn it could take several days before normalcy returns. In the south of the country, the rains associated with the system have already begun to saturate the soil, triggering landslides in mountainous communities. Emergency teams remain on alert to respond to any eventuality, especially in areas where access has been hampered by rockfalls and mudslides blocking main roads. Experts note that the Philippines is one of the countries most exposed to tropical cyclones in the world, registering an average of more than 20 storms per year. This time, Kalmaegi has rapidly intensified, demonstrating how Pacific weather patterns are changing under the influence of global warming, which increases the humidity and energy available for these types of storms. Pagasa forecasts indicate that after crossing the archipelago, Kalmaegi could temporarily weaken, although there is a high probability that it will regain strength as it moves into the South China Sea, where water temperatures are warm enough to fuel its structure once again. Coastal communities remain on edge, watching as the skies turn gray and the wind picks up with each passing hour. Local radio stations are broadcasting constant alerts, reminding residents of the importance of not returning to their homes until authorities give the go-ahead. In many areas, access to evacuated zones has been blocked to prevent accidents. The government has deployed trucks, helicopters, and boats to transport food, water, and medical supplies to the hardest-hit areas. Logistical coordination is crucial in these types of emergencies, as roads are often impassable due to overflowing rivers or fallen trees. In some eastern regions, rainfall has already exceeded 200 millimeters, enough to flood streets and agricultural fields. Farmers fear significant losses to their rice and corn crops, mainstays of the local economy, which could be destroyed if the rains persist for more than 2 consecutive days. International meteorological services, including the Joint Typhoon Warning Center and the Japan Meteorological Agency, are also monitoring Typhoon Kalmaegi's progress. Everyone agrees that it is a dangerous system, although its trajectory could shift slightly northward in the coming hours, reducing the direct impact on some southern provinces. In coastal communities, shelters are completely full. Entire families have improvised sleeping and cooking spaces, while children anxiously watch the wind rattling the windows. Despite the tension, the population has shown remarkable discipline in heeding evacuation orders and remaining in shelters.